right, it's a beautiful day. Welcome to another edition of LAFSHOW, where we talk about everything that has to do with love and family. I am Femi Ayodele. Today's discussion is going to be hurt, if I must let you know, so you need to get set. Today we want to look at why married men or why married women cheat. You know, it has been like, almost like a culture, or it's cultural here when you say a man cheats and people feel he's right. I have with me, two wonderful people in the studio. I have with me Bridget Eleshin. She's a marriage counselor and a relationship expert. Bridget, you are welcome on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We are also joined by Tayo Olushola. He's also a life coach.
Thank you, Femi.
I must confess I'm glad to have you here. Who cheats more?
Thank you, Femi. If we go by a survey put out here today, you can be sure that we will receive the result that men cheat more. But going by the latest research, it's been proven that it's now about 50-50, that women also cheat this day. But I want to go by that survey. Why? Because naturally, women don't cheat.
Women are not expected to cheat.
Women are not expected to cheat. Traditionally, even we men, we feel that it's part of us. In fact, some men will even say, I'm not cut out for just one single woman. You understand? So I want to say that majority of men cheats. And it's been known that men cheat. But these days, we have women who cheat too.
Bridget, do you agree with that?
Yeah, we're finding a lot of women cheating now. And in those days, like I come from a place in Benin where they say it's a taboo for a woman to cheat. That it's expected that either the man dies or the first son dies. But these days, we've come to the point where, okay, we're Christians, there's grace and whatever. People just do what they want. And so it's now what is good for the goose is good for the gander. So people are doing it. Some not because they want to, but some because of the kind of association they keep. But these days I found out that a lot of women are cheating more than the way I used to hear men cheat.
But what do you think would compel a married woman to cheat? If in the past we don't used to have that, what has changed?
Okay, a lot. With this social media age, people, the world is now a global village. So you're getting to meet people more online. So there are 3 places, I call it the 3 Ps, where it's a trigger for people to say, okay, they cheat. 1, the places you spend your time. If you go to work in the morning, you spend some people over 12 hours, and they spend more time at work than they spend with their spouse. So if you have a place where you work and you are in close contact with somebody that probably affirms you, gives you time, talk with you, before you know, if you don't have boundaries in place, there is a point to cheat. Some is the gym they go to. You see this guy coming to work out, probably your spouse is not the type that works out. And then you go, you work out every day and you start chit-chatting, you start talking, and before you know what is happening, you're checking the guy out or checking the woman out. And God forbid, before you know, if there are no boundaries in place against your heart, you cheat. And then what you're passionate about. If you read and your husband is not the reading type, or you believe in going out, your husband is not that type, or your wife is not that type, or there are things you're passionate about and your spouse does not even have the time for those kind of things. So what will happen? The same thing.
Okay, Tayo, maybe it's best we define what cheating is, so that people can understand.
Yeah, exactly, Femi, because that's where I'm actually going. Because if we define cheating really, you find out that both men and women, we run together. Why? Because cheating can simply be defined by any behavior that violates the contractual agreement or the vow a man and woman have made to each other. And it ranges from financial infidelity to emotional infidelity to sexual infidelity. So if I am spending money on something and I don't want my wife to know, it's infidelity. If my wife is spending money on something and she doesn't allow me to do it, it's infidelity, it's cheating.
But some will not agree with you on this.
Listen, see, go by the definition of infidelity. understand? Or definition of is any behavior that violates our contractual agreement or vow. And see, like Bridget said, the social media has made cheating so easy. Because you know what? You met somebody on the social media, and the person likes your picture and places a comment, and you've been with this man for over 10 years, and you wonder, I slept and woke up from somebody's side this morning. He saw the way I dressed. Or it may even be your receptionist in the office, a male receptionist. I said, wow, you're looking beautiful. But my husband saw this. He didn't compliment. The next day, you will dress because of that receptionist, because you know it's going to come. Before you know it, you begin to gravitate towards the person. So what you're supposed to be deriving from your husband is not what you're deriving from somebody else. You understand? So that's why we say cheating is the vow. It doesn't have to be a sexual thing before you say it is cheating. Because sexual intercourse or sexual interaction does not start B. It starts from somewhere. It's from emotional before it becomes sexual. So if you don't have the emotional attachment, especially for women, women will not cheat with anybody they're not in love with. So there must be something that they are deprived of, that they are getting from this other person. Because naturally, if they have it, they won't go out for it.
You're talking about the sexual aspect, because a lot of people give the excuse that, okay, I'm being deprived. Okay, is there a good reason to cheat, or is that a good reason to cheat?
There is no good reason to cheat. There's no reason that you will ever give that will be good enough for you, because there are still some other things you can do. You are deprived. If you are deprived, have you communicated it? Have you discussed it? Do you even know the reason why you are deprived? You may even be the reason why you are deprived.
That's it.
Yes, you may be the reason why you are deprived. There may be something you need to do to be welcomed. I've been deprived before, and I knew what I did. I didn't go outside. So is it all the time you are deprived that you want to be going outside? If you decide to be going outside because you are deprived, you will get something else that you didn't bargain for. And your whole life will turn upside down. When there's a problem, you don't cut the head because there's a headache. You can solve the problem.
That's good. You see, let me have your perspective on this, because I'm aware of a couple, they live together, but they've not had sex for like 6 years. In some instance, the wife will think, okay, this is an excuse for me to cheat.
Okay, with the case of the 6 years you just narrated, if there's no medical condition from both, as in both of them, then somebody is getting it from somewhere. So it's either he's having another girlfriend that he's getting sexual pleasure from, or he's using gadgets, or the woman too probably might be doing the same thing. Because I don't see a reason why you say you're married and there's no sexual contact. It's strange, especially when there's no medical condition. So for guys, normally they'll say guys have high libido. But over time, we've been able to prove that because women don't develop themselves early enough to understand their bodies and co, they tend to say, oh, we don't have that sexual stimulation, so we don't have high libido. But over time, it's been proven that when a woman is sexually aware, her libido may even be higher than the man's own. So when the man is even tired, she's just warming up. So we always say in sexual relationship, the man is like the microwave, the woman is like the crock pot. It takes time for the woman to get to that point of satisfaction. So as married couples, one thing that is expected is intimacy. So I think every married couple should know that intimacy is a big part of their marriage. Satisfy your spouse sexually. Also satisfy the fact that intimacy is not just about sex, it's about being together. It's about doing things together. So if you have all this in place, that idea of cheating, and then set boundaries with places you go to, people you relate with, your passion as well, so that you don't go out to get it from those people that you are beginning to mingle with. So you must certainly cut boundaries. If not, it's just knocking at the door.
All right. Let me come to Tyra. Tyra, you see, she said men, there's this perception that men can cheat. And when men cheat, it's not a big deal. Is that not an excuse, for us to justify, what they do?
It's not. Because it's not helping in any way. You just said it. that it's more of societal thing, and it's something. It's a belief, and I will call it a limiting belief, because it will limit you from achieving what you have the potential to achieve in life.
Are you somebody that others look up to? The end product is, by the time you're caught cheating, or something happens and the person decides to blackmail you, that will bring down your credibility. That will affect a lot, of things for you. And then talk about adultery at home. That at the end of the day, it will affect your family. So do you want to give all of that up for a few minutes of pleasure? You need to, reset your brain to understand that the products at the end of the day will not be good.
That's cool. This discussion will be in